Okay, hello, welcome back. I'm talking about the gift of command right now. I covered the gift of self-assurance in the previous video. All of this is because of the Wired class video I did. So we'll be discussing command right now. So command talents are valuable because they help you positively impact other people. You can help people and entire organizations get through difficult times and make substantive changes in the midst of chaos. That's the pro. The negatives are other people may be threatened, offended, or put off by the power you can command, but most wish they had some of your talents. So I decided to do these videos because I want to discuss why people got jealous and better help you understand what I mean by people get jealous of me. So, without sounding egotistical, the gift of command. So, all of those are true. I'm a very take charge kind of person. I had lots of philosophies about how things should be done in life. So what I did was I took command of my own life and I told myself this. If you do it right the first time, you won't get hurt, right? Pretty simple. And that remained true until I realized that if you overwork your body, you'll get hurt. So, painful lesson. But here's the things I want to touch base on. Oh, I know a lot of people that didn't take charge of their lives. They were okay with being victims of whatever was going on. Many suffered with not being able to take charge in their lives. They wanted to blame. They wanted to convince people that they're not the reason that they're like this, that they wanted to be better, they wanted to do this or that. But without the drive and dedication, you fall short, and that's what it comes down to. These people I encountered in my life did not have drive, motivation, integrity to take charge. They just, well, if you say I'm a loser, then I guess I'm a loser type of attitude. They didn't have anything real substantial in their life to give them the firm foundation and the growth that they needed. They just allowed people to tell them who they are. So, one of the ways I took charge of my life when I was 15, I made up these rules. It was part of a class project I was taking about what kind of person you wanted to be, right? Well, at the time, there was only 29 rules written, so 2 pages. But that class project ended up being something of years' work. 2 years later, I had completed it. 7 pages, 106 rules. So here we go. It is titled, Be the Best You Can Be Because You Only Live Once, so live life with no regrets. Rule number 1, be observant. Rule number 2, stand up for what's right regardless of the consequences. Rule number 3, be honest, especially to girls. Rule number 4, be the man that God wants you to be. Rule number 5, never give up, have integrity. Rule number 6, don't trust everyone you meet. Rule number 7, nothing starts until you take action. That one was because I got tired of allowing other people to fail. If you want something done right, do it yourself kind of thing. So I took that into account, and I thought, no, I'll do it. And so that's why I wasn't going to let somebody else have the opportunity of messing up. Especially if they had a track record of doing that. So I decided that I was going to be the one that took action. Another way I viewed it was, if you got to do something, do it. You can't just sit around and do nothing. So nothing starts until you take action, which means you don't change unless you take action to change. You don't grow unless you take action to grow. So that's why it's more of a self thing. But it can be applied in many different ways, but that's the way I apply it. Number 8, never forget who your real friends are. That one hurts a little bit because these days I don't have real friends. They all betrayed me or got too busy to be my friend because they prioritized other things over me when I didn't do that to them. So, yeah, it's a choice. They made their choice, I made mine. I have one that I met at a retail job I used to work. We stay in touch. We still meet up. Great guy. That's about it. So I would say that these days, maybe he's my only real friend. So just one, and one's plenty. Rule number 9, never go anywhere without a knife. I stole that one from NCIS. Gibbs had a rule. I had his own rules too, and that was one of his, and I always admired that one. So I made sure it was number 9 to fit his rule set. Rule number 10, protect your friends and family with your life. As a man, I believe it is my job to protect those around me, even if it costs me my life. As long as I can make a difference and people live because of me, that's what I care about. That's a man's job. Rule number 11, live life to the fullest without regrets. Rule number 12, don't defend anyone who's in the wrong. That because it can get really messy if you do. I had to really struggle with this one growing up because I have brothers, okay? Younger brothers. I am the oldest of 4 boys. Do you know how hard it is to defend them when they're wrong? So I just decided, let their consequences be their consequences. I'm not going to take part of that. And so, even friends, yeah, loyalty goes a long way, but loyalty does not compromise my self-rules. And I'm not going to compromise myself just because you're wrong. So, no, if I don't back you, that could be the reason why. Rule number 13, take responsibility for your own actions. Basically, be an adult, be a grown-up, do it. Don't play the blame game and don't make up excuses. If you didn't do it, you didn't do it. If you did do it, you did do it. Plain and simple. Explain why all you want, but it's how you explain it. If you whine about it, then odds are you're lying. If you're direct about it, yes, I did it, and here's why. Speak with confidence. Only you control your own actions. Yes, people can make you mad and people can antagonize you, but overall, you decide how to respond. Only you can control you and your responses and the words you choose to use. That's why you hold yourself accountable. You are accountable. Rule number 14, be strong and courageous. Rule number 15, choose your friends wisely. No one can betray you worse than someone you trust. Rule number 16, don't care about what people say about you. It's what you think of yourself that really matters. And that is because people will lie. People will be fickle. They'll make up stuff. They won't stick to a certain script. They won't stick to reality. They'll make things up. They'll make up excuses. They will choose to be the victim. They won't stay honest and true to themselves. It is your job to fly straight as an arrow in your life. You cannot be indecisive. You can't afford to be indecisive. You have to be who you are. If you don't like who you are, sure, change it. But overall, you are responsible for you. And that means you don't let somebody else dictate how you act or feel. You will either decide, I will feel this way because of this. But they don't get to dictate your actions. So, it's how you think of yourself that matters, not somebody else. People will lie all the time. People will make up things just because they don't like you. So, as long as you're happy, God's happy, your parents are happy, who cares? You're doing the right thing. Rule number 17, don't look back. Meaning, don't relive the past. Don't live in the past. Don't get stuck there. You keep growing, you keep maturing, you keep going. This is about your journey, nobody else's. Your success depends on you. Don't say, well, in the past I was this great, so now I don't have to be. No. You're still alive. You still have work to do. Rule number 18. Sometimes being a hero isn't always what's needed. Sometimes being the bad guy is what has to be done. That is because the world may see you as the villain. But if you're doing the hero's work, then it relates a lot to Batman, in my opinion. This one was just because you're doing something wrong in other people's eyes doesn't mean it's wrong. It just means that that's wrong in their opinion. As long as it benefits you and you get decent results, the results you want, then you're not the bad guy. You're actually doing good. You may have gone about the wrong way, but regardless, this is about your journey and who you are. And who do you care about more? How you see yourself or how other people see you? Because other people can be wrong. You can be wrong too, but you have to have the confidence to apply this correctly. This is important. Rule number 19, when you think you're alone, look up. That has helped me a lot because whenever I felt betrayed, isolated, alone, abandoned, whatever, God never left. And that was always very comforting to know that he was always there. And I did feel his presence, you bet. Not because I was really hoping to, but because he made it very clear more than one time. Rule number 20. When someone smarts off, ignore them unless they really cross a line. So it's about patience. People have the right to run their mouths all they want. It's not really my thing. I like to punch first, ask questions later, but there's a time and place for it. When you've warned them and you've given them enough space and enough time to rethink their situation, decisions, and they choose violence instead, then you have a right to pop them. Because they're instigating, they are aggravating. And in some instances, they may even be threatening you and acting intimidating. So the safest way to avoid that situation and get out of there is to fight and then leave. Or don't. It's your call. I don't really care either way. As long as you're man enough to stand up for yourself and take on your issues. So let's see. Number 21. Stand up and face your fears head on. The last thing you want are limitations, especially ones that are of your own making. Yes, everybody's got limitations, of course, like, say, gravity. We're all victims of gravity, sure. But your fears are anything from phobias to your mind playing tricks on you. So, face your fears, and it'll be very freeing. However, you have to be ready. I'm not saying, well, I have to face my fears every day all the time. No, no, just when you're ready to face them. Face them. You'll feel better. Rule number 22, don't be afraid to fight anyone, even if that anyone is a girl. You're the man, not her. So that one got controversial real quick growing up. And here's why. I was around girls who wanted to hurt me. Why? Glad you asked. Girls would get physical with me because they wanted my confidence. They wanted my abilities. And that always angered them that they weren't like me. Other people just didn't like me for whatever reason. They never gave a reason, so I can't tell you anything. Girls were not good with communication. They just wanted to hurt me. They never succeeded, obviously, but, no, I had it. Man. When I was 7, I had this girl around me, and she told me that she believed that she could beat up any guy anytime. This 7-year-old girl says this to me. I'm like, all right, I'll take you. And so we square up. I don't know how to fight. I'm 7, you know. I trained with sticks. I trained with things here and there, but I've never thrown a punch, you know, not legitimately. Rough has been with my brother, sure, but he was 5, all right? So I don't have the experience. I just know what she said was wrong. So I stand up to defend the honor of all men around the world, right? That's the goal. And I make this rule. I tell her, there's one rule though. The loser doesn't go crying home to her mommy. Her response is, you'll be the one that's crying. Well, okay, we'll do it. We'll do this then. Well, I close my eyes and throw the first punch, right? I hit her in the eye. Guess where she goes? Crying home to mommy. So, I don't condone hitting women. I don't. Not something any man should do. I'm very old-fashioned. Don't raise your hand to a woman, right? Okay. Except these are not old-fashioned times. They're not. Women want equal rights, equal fights. And the older I got, the more violent they became, so sorry. I don't play that gentleman crap anymore. Feminism killed it. Feminism killed chivalry. Feminism killed the gentleman's code. Chivalry killed gentlemen entirely. So, you get what you get. Rule number 23, seek out your opponent's weakness seek out your opponent's weakness, but don't show your own. That's martial arts 101. Right there. You are looking for your opponent's weakness without revealing your own. That is the main thing. So you stay guarded. Away from them to let down their guard, stuff like that. But you're looking for a weak spot in either their defense or offense, whatever they have, balance, stuff like that. Rule number 24, never let your guard down. That's because I was vulnerable with the wrong people. I was also too blunt and honest with the wrong people too. Again, when you are confident like me, you will say things and you're not wrong, but they'll use them against you, especially if you talk about who you are. So that's a problem. Rule number 25, bend the rules but never break them. So it's important to know where the limitations are, but you don't want to cross a line you will regret later. It is more important to bend the rules than to break them. Because rules are there for a reason, but if the rule is stupid, then okay. Again, circumstantial. It's circumstantial. You have to be careful how you apply that. Luckily, I know what I mean, so I apply it appropriately. the way it's intended. Rule number 26, your friends have 5 chances. After that, they are on their own. You walk away from betrayers, but someone who you just met has only one, so he or she better not screw it up. I know that for some people 5 may be a little much, but I'm a forgiving person. However, it varies depending on how the person is and how they treated me in the past, or how they continue to treat me. They may not be worth 5. I just felt like 5 was a good standard to look into. So, rule number 27, a fool's lips lead to strife, and his mouth provokes a beating. That one's in the Bible. I found that, I think, in Psalms or Proverbs, and it was fantastic, so I took it. Rule number 28, always have a backup plan. So, contingency plans I was very big on. I know that people argue about that because they're just like, well, if you have a backup plan, that means you don't plan on plan A working. No, plan A is to work. If it doesn't, for things I can't foresee, that's why you have contingency plans. It's not because you plan on it failing. It's because if you don't plan for it to fail or something to happen that you're not going to foresee, then you have to be able to adapt to the situation. I am an adaptable person. I don't believe in this is the one-shot deal crap. I believe in you have to be able to work around your surroundings. So, that's debunked. Rule number 29, never let your friends down. That one is because I don't want to be the reason why my friends were let down. That's a me thing. Guarantee they never cared. That was evident. Rule number 30, don't hesitate. If you know what you gotta do, then do it. Very self-explanatory. Rule number 31, never betray a friend even if it's just a game or when he or she is in the wrong. It is better not to get involved than to hurt a friend you care about. So these are games such as where you could ultimately betray your friend. So you're talking like games like Survivor or games like I don't know. It's like any game that you're playing where the whole purpose is to deceive people. Like, I don't like those games. I don't play those games. So I made the rule to keep myself out of those kind of games. Rule number 32, don't take orders or go by someone's rules that you don't respect or trust. Again, self-explanatory. Rule number 33, when you feel like you don't have a chance and life pushes you, push harder, be optimistic and positive. Don't let negative thoughts cloud your better judgment. Wow, you know, there's a lot of wisdom there. Gee, I know a lot of people online and in the real world that could really use that advice. Wow. Rule number 34, trust your instincts and not your emotions, and think everything through before making a decision that you might or might not regret. This is one of those things where thinking first is very important, and having patience is very important. You do not want to be emotional, irrational, and unhinged. You want to remain focused. Again, martial arts. Rule number 35, waiting isn't always a bad thing. Sometimes it's what you have to do to be truly happy. Good things come to those who wait. There you go. Rule number 36, stand up for what you believe in. Have a spine. It's not that hard. Rule number 37, go against anyone who goes against you. Treat others the way you want to be treated, or the way I do it is I treat people how they treat me. Rule number 38. Praying helps your relationship with God. If you believe His word to be law, never underestimate the power of prayer. It's very true. Very true. I learned a lot about a thing called being a prayer warrior. And these are the kind of people that know how to pray. And they know how to pray the way to get results. I'm not saying that everything that they pray about happens. What I'm saying is that the prayer comforts you and makes you feel the power of the Holy Spirit. That's what I'm saying. Rule number 39. Make your own decisions and think for yourself. Don't let anyone tell you what to do unless you agree with them. So, this comes to, don't be a mindless drone. Think for yourself and figure things out for yourself. However, it is okay to take the advice that you agree with, or just any good advice that may help you in the future. Rule number 40. We weren't born to follow, so be your own person. Be the person God made you to be, not who people want you to be, regardless of who these people are. The thoughts and opinions of people change. It's called growth. It's called maturity. So you don't want to be the person that they think you are. Even if it's good, you want to be the person that you are. And they will respect you for being the person you are, not the person they think you are, the person they know you to be. So, that's why I always like doing things that way. Rule number 41, get rid of the dead weight. If someone doesn't benefit you like you need them to, then they're not worth your time. Cut them loose so you can be free to do what you want or need to with no worries. So, I was never hesitant about cutting people off, especially if they deserved it. If I benefit you, but you don't benefit me, what's the point? Give and take. That's what this is. That's what a relationship is. A friendship is like that. If you don't benefit me, if you don't, share the same things I share with you, then what's the point? One of us is working harder than the other person. That ain't a friendship. So, no. Rule number 42, don't worry about things you can't control. Oh, imagine that. Oh, my life has been so much more peaceful with this rule. Rule number 43, be a warrior, not a spineless person. Be the hero, not the villain or the victim. Yeah, I tried the villain role for a while. Here's what I found out. Women don't want a hero. They want a villain. The problem is, they like the villain because the villain takes whatever he wants. He answers to no and he does what he wants. They love that. But here's the problem with that. When they start taking what they want from that girl, now she wants a hero. Now she has rights. Now this and that happens, and the heroes are like, you made your bed, lay in it. Rule number 44, don't let society dictate who you are and what your destiny is. Only you know who you are. Only God knows what your destiny is and will be. That is why I go against society so strongly. Who are they to play God? Who are they to tell me who I am, what I'm going to achieve? I know me. God knows me. You can screw off. That's how I deal with society. Rule number 45. Things aren't always what they seem. Make sure you get all the facts before you do something you might regret. Huh. Yeah. There's a lot of people that need that one. Rule number 46. Always think ethically and logically. Yes. So you see, we're on 46, and already you can get a better understanding about who I am and why I do what I do and why I feel the way I feel. This is the very construct of my very being, my very soul. This is who I am, which is why I can easily do all these things, because I wrote it for myself. Rule number 47. Treat your girlfriend with the respect and honor she deserves. Show her unconditional love and give her the love she's never known. Make her feel appreciated, loved, and cherished. Yes. Was there a girl worthy of this? No. Moving on. Rule number 48. Fight for your girl. Give everything you've got to make sure she's safe, even if it means you gotta kill. Preferably not, but if you have to, then I would hate to be that person. You mess with the girl I love, there is nothing that will stop me from doing what I must. Rule number 49. Blow your girl's mind. Show her just how unpredictable you are and give her lots of surprises and keep surprising her. And if she hates surprises, then she better get used to them. Rule number 50. Stay loyal and true to your girl. Make sure she knows that you would only... Make sure that she knows that you would never betray her. That way, if something happens, she'll believe you and trust you and still love you, and trust you or still love you, but never use this for any reason but the truth. So with that, I've always believed in having boundaries set so that my girlfriend or wife expects me to be honest with her. And so I will always be honest with her. I'm not a betrayal kind of person, clearly. I also am not a hypocrite. So, I always plan on playing out situations with my wife or girlfriend and letting them know what the code words are for certain situations, because misunderstandings happen all the time. I'm not letting that one destroy our relationship. Let's say, a girl makes a move on me while she's in the restroom or something, okay, and she comes back and sees it. It's better she hears it from me than whoever this liar is, all right? Also, I'm a one-woman kind of guy. I don't want more than one. Sure, every guy's dream is having one on each arm, but guess what? At the end of the day, we are only meant to handle one. That's it. Sure, you have multiple if you're doing that kind of thing, if you know what I'm talking about, if you catch my drift. But if you're in a relationship, hardcore relationship, serious relationship, one will do. I mean that. I sincerely mean that. 51. Always stay in good shape so you can always run into action and win in any challenge. Yes. Did I ever foresee myself getting hurt at work and then not being able to work out for 6 years? No, I did not. Did I ever see myself not being able to hold up to this rule? No, I never did. That being said, what I'm going to do is clear. Once I'm healed, work out, get back in shape, be the person I've always been, and these past 6 years, whatever, didn't happen. Rule number 52, train hard so you are fully prepared to handle any situation and to protect those around you. 53, always take the hard way, never the easy way. Taking the easy way is for losers and slackers who will never get anywhere or be anything other than a failure. I'm an intense person, in case you didn't know. Rule number 54. Never give in to conformity. Go against it. It is not healthy to conform to something you hate or don't want to do. Be your own person. Be the only person that goes against the crowd. Show the world you are not a follower. You are a leader, and a fighter. And if you are a loner, what's wrong with that? This is where the confidence comes in here, okay? I don't need people to be who I am. So, I don't go against society just for the sake of going against society. I don't go against normal just because it's normal. I don't believe in being different just to be different. I am who I am. I am me. And that's the power I have. That's all the power I need. Number 55. There's only two ways, do and done. If you win, you win. If you lose, you lose. That's because I really didn't agree with the whole trying method, you know? I mean, it's circumstantial, again, because I say that I try to be a good older brother because you don't want to sound arrogant and you don't want to be misled to believe that everything you do is right. But at the same time, it's the confidence that you have to have for winning and losing. You accept it. You did your best. Rule number 56. Remember to never take a risk that you can't afford to lose. When taking a risk, be sure it's worth it. 57. Fight smart. Use your head and reflexes. Don't lose your cool. Show everyone just how different you are by doing things they can't do. Rule number 58. Don't be afraid of commitment. It is a good thing, so embrace it. Show everyone that not even this scares you, and that is what girls will always love about you. Boy, was I wrong. Commitment scares them away faster than it scares away guys. That's the truth. Whoo. I mean, it's still good advice, but man, looking at it now, it's changed. Number 59, trust is earned, so be sure that they really deserve it before you regret trusting them. Yeah, apparently I wasn't strict enough with that, even though I wasn't easy either. Number 60. Show no fear, speak no negativity, stay positive, and be honest and true to yourself. Don't let yourself be deceived. Now, I know that I can appear a bit negative to people. That's just me being realist. I know in many cases being realist is disguised as negativity, but if you've been through it, I've been through, you're lucky I still smile. No, it wasn't that bad, but it was bad for a while, and it depends on my mood. I typically stick with one mood, anger at all times. So for me, it works. It's just, there's a lot that I gotta deal with, and I know it will get better in time. But it's something I'm not willing to deal with right now. It's too difficult. Number 61, keep learning, keep growing, don't limit or stunt yourself of your full potential. Don't rob yourself of becoming bitter. Instead, show the world why you are so powerful and what makes you different from everyone else. That's the work of God. Definitely. He's the reason I don't limit myself and I don't stunt my own potential. I'm doing YouTube videos, for crying out loud, trying to make a difference and progress, because this is the only place I have now, my only option until things change. But even then, with the way things are going, I don't see it changing. I can still keep doing videos and making things happen, and who knows? I would love to hear about the kind of power my influence has on people. I love to hear about how things I've done, things I've said, has helped change lives. Because remember, I used to have that in the real world a lot, until I don't know, people just decided all of a sudden that it was just too difficult to be a good person. It was just too difficult to do the right thing. And granted, Gen Z later on was taught, not when I was growing up, but the newer Gen Z was taught that right and wrong don't exist. Feelings matter. Oh, and I've met people that believe that sin doesn't exist. So there's that too. 62. Be the full package, meaning be the one who has everything to give to the girls and anyone in need of you. See, I wanted to be the full package. I felt that if I had all the skills in the world, the ones that matter the most, I felt that if I tried to acquire all the skills necessary, I would always have a woman. Because she would see me as the very best. The problem is, it backfired. I became too good. See, I set the bar for myself way up here. And so girls could never reach it because they weren't motivated to. They didn't try to. They didn't have what I had. And therefore, they just dated scum. I don't know. I don't think it truly backfired. I think what happened was the girls I was around realized that I was out of their league. And I was always going to be out of the league because I kept going out of their league. I kept soaring higher and higher. And so they realized that they didn't have a chance. But instead of saying that, they just, villainized me and they left. I don't know. That makes sense to me, though. Rule number 63. If you're at fault, then own up to it. And try to set things right. And I shared in other videos, I've done that, and what the results were of that. 64, never say the Lord's name in vain. I am happy to report it only slipped out one time out of anger, and because I'm a Christian and I really devoted my life to God, I don't know if that actually counts. I'm not an expert on that. I just know I've never done it. I try my best never to use his name other than when I'm praying or something. So, yeah. I don't know. But it slipped out once. But that's it. I wanted to go through my whole life with never saying it. But I got angry. And it just slipped out. I didn't even think about it. I said the G word, not the. No, I never did. Say the other one, but yeah, it was. I felt disappointed for a good while until I realized maybe it wasn't that bad, and well, I still ask for forgiveness regardless, but still. 65. Do the impossible. Show people just how different you are by showing them the power within you. But don't be deceived. The only reason you can do these things is because God allowed you the privilege to do what you do. I have no doubt that God gave me my speed, my athletic ability. He gave me this body. He gave me this mind. All right, so everything I do, I give it to Him entirely. Rule number 66, be selfless, but put others first. I was just talking about selflessness in the other video, so awesome. Rule number 67, show the haters just how wrong they are about you by showing kindness, self-control, and forgiveness. It's that kill them with kindness thing, and I know they're too stupid to get it, but that's okay. 68. Don't let hard times bring negativity. That will easily make you forget to show just how grateful you are. Focus on the positive. Keep your head held high and be grateful for everything. It's about focus. So you have distractions in your life and then you have focus. And your focus should be on the positive. Your focus should be on who you are, not the circumstances. Those are distractions. Rule number 69. When bad things happen, don't think negatively. That will get you nowhere. Instead, try to see if there's a hidden lesson to be learned. And if you see, and if so, then learn to help prevent it from happening again, or to better prepare yourself for when it happens again. Some things you can't avoid, some things are inevitable, but overall, those are great. I got hung up because there's a typo, and there shouldn't have been. Rule number 70. If there's a problem that you caused, then solve it. Don't wait for it to blow over, because it might not, and then it's too late. Again, I know some of these are about accountability, but these are more for specific things. Sure, you can have a rule about being accountable, but unless you dive deeper into what that actually means in other rules, you're just going to be vague and not be specific about it and not know how to apply it in specific situations. So I chose to be specific. 71. Push yourself to the limit. Show just how dedicated you are. So this comes with being determined in everything you do, having that drive. Rule number 72, people will say, you can't save everyone. Well, no, but you can sure as hell try. Yeah, I was determined. And I was determined to the part that it broke me. When I realized that there are people out there that will reject me, and they call themselves my friends. Being rejected the way I was kind of gave me a little glimpse of what it must feel like for God or Jesus to be rejected like that. So, yeah, it hurt. Rule number 73: be the best son and brother, boyfriend, and later on father and husband anyone could ever have. That's my heart right there. That's what I want. Rule number 74: your choice. Your voice just might be the one everyone needs to hear to fully understand certain things. I wrote that before it was proven. There was two guys I knew from a men's retreat arguing on Facebook. And I saw both sides. And so I said, I think that Jacob here means this. And I worded it in a way that I'm sure he was trying to word it. And he says, yes, thank you, David. You said it better than I could. That's exactly what I was meaning. So, it's not the first time that's happened, but still, pretty cool. Rule number 75, use your environment to your advantage. 76, show no fear, keep your focus, and do what needs to be done. Don't let fear take over. 77, live or die. 78, what's worth the price is always worth the fight. Which is why I want to make sure you guys understand this. The fight of good versus evil is because our Savior was fighting for the lost souls. And it's our job to keep fighting that fight. And we will. We will help the lost souls for sure. However, if someone wants to stay lost, they want to stay lost. 79, be unpredictable, be fast and strong. 80, you'll never be great without taking a chance. Very true. This one's a huge chance I'm taking. I'm trying to be governor. But, hey, things will happen. Listen to your heart when your head won't stop overthinking it. I was a bit of an overthinker, not too much these days, but a little bit. And sometimes my heart had to tell me, this is the right thing to do. Go with this. Never lose faith in yourself or in the ones you trust the most. That's the thing. These days, I tend to want to just cut people out of my life and not care about who they are or what they've done for me. It's a respect thing. If I feel disrespected or if I feel like they cross a line that they normally never do, that's the thing. My defense mechanism is to just cut people out. And I guess that kind of changed over time. So I guess that's one I need to get back into. It's so hard for me these days. The forgiveness part. But, yeah. Betrayal can mess up a person, man. It really can. But yeah, it can be easy to lose faith in other people. I don't lose faith in myself, and that's why I have the self-confidence I have and stuff. But yeah, it can get pretty messy. 83. Always be ready to better improve yourself. Well, yeah, I guess that's something I have to work on. I have to better improve the natural instinct that I have to just cut people out and instead forgive them and work through it. 84. Don't stress. Just do what needs to be done. If you know you can do it, then do it. Yeah, I was never a fan of stress. I didn't like stress. I didn't get stressed out. I wasn't somebody that was focused on stress. I was just focused on, if I do everything right, it should all work out. And so I was determined to do everything right the first time. 85. Sometimes things aren't just handed to you. You gotta fight for what you want. 86. It doesn't matter who does the job as long as it gets done and gets done right. That's all that matters. For me, it was always, someone's gotta do it, why not me? This is the structure. I built the structure to be who I am, and these are just the guidelines I still live by. So that's why I'm sharing this, because it's part of my command. It's part of me taking charge of my own life. '87. Life is a gamble, and sometimes you have to roll the dice and hope for the best. '88. Always be prepared for every possibility. That's a standard you should try to live by. Try to see the outcomes before they happen. It will help you make less mistakes. Sometimes, to be truly happy, you have to cut some ties. That's true. That's very true. The problem is, I think I got accustomed to doing that. Never give in and never give up. This is 90. Even when it seems like hope is lost. Remember, you are you, and not everyone else, which means you can't overcome everything. For me, it was, I'm different. I know I'm different, and I'm going to be happy with those differences. And that's why I'm not going to act like everybody else. I'm going to make things happen. 91. Don't make inaccurate judgment calls. Judge only by the facts and how the person acts and treats others. 92. When opportunity for something better knocks, take it. Don't think twice. If it's something you want and need, then just go for it, because it might not happen again. 93. If you do something dangerous and you do it right, you won't get hurt. Like I said earlier, that's what I live by. 94. Always show respect to a person worth respecting, and show weapons the respect they deserve too. Handle them with care. Set a good example for those around you. See, that one right there, 95, set a good example for those around you. I guarantee no one else I knew had that. Because their examples suck. 96. Be all action and not all talk. Talk is cheap. Actions aren't. Actions show your true colors. 97. Real family is what you need when your blood family betrays you and hurts you. It happens. 98. Don't be looking for friends. Look for family. Friends will betray you, but family, real family, will always have your back and your best interest at heart. Yeah, good luck with that. It was a rule I made to help me look for something. I'm still looking. 99. Always be one step ahead of everyone else. Yes, you're constantly playing chess. You're constantly trying to think ahead. 100. Don't be afraid to follow your heart. It might be scary, but if it's what you want, then what are you waiting for? Besides, what's the point of an adventure if it's too easy? And I know the controversy these days is the Bible never said to follow your heart. The Bible said that the heart was deceitful above all things. I get that. However, following your heart is following your feelings, it's following your instincts a bit. So, I understand that concept. Counterpoint is, well, if you've got God in your heart, then He's also helping you with that direction. So, as controversial as that is, this is how I see it. 101. Even when you say and do all the right things, but people still make poor judgment calls about you, don't let them win by becoming the person they want you to become. Out there somewhere are people who will see the hero that you really are. That is true. That is so true. But again, I was 17 when I completed this, and I didn't know how that was going to affect me over time, to the point where I started treating people the way they treated me. So, again, I use that one when I see fit. 102, pain is part of life, so get used to it, embrace it, so that it won't be a weakness anymore, but a strength. You gotta get used to pain. Just have to. I live with pain all the time. For those of you that watch my videos, you understand the kind of pain I've been in, so it's just part of my life now. 103, don't be a fake person. Say it like it is. Be real. Be larger than life and free from chains. The mold that says, since we don't do this, it's a bad thing and we can't allow it, you're the problem, not us. 104, take the hip and not the fall. 105, never allow anyone to have the advantage over you or give anyone leverage that could be used against you. This right here, oversharing. That's something I got a problem with. So this here was to help with that. 106, be skilled with any weapon. Man, I always wanted to do that. I'm skilled with many, but there's still a lot that I haven't trained with that I would love to. But overall, that's who I am. And those are the reasons why I went against the grain and why other people went against me in turn, because they couldn't relate to me. In many cases, I was seen as an anomaly. I just didn't know it until years later, man. I mean, I've got all these giftings, I got all these things, and I know how to use them, but no one puts me in a position where I can actually use them and thrive. So, being governor, hell yeah, I'll take it. Because I can set things right. Not just in my life, but in other people's lives too. Because as you can tell, I'm a very selfless person. It's just that over time, a lot of things have happened, and I didn't lose my way. I just got a lot more hardened than I would have liked. But, yeah, so command can be a very wonderful thing if used correctly, which I do. I use that one very correctly. I can take charge of situations, I can delegate, I can do this, I can do that. And I can do it in a way that's not overbearing, it's not my way or the highway. It's a very understanding tone of things. And a lot of people, when you give them power, well, it goes to their head. Me, it's responsibility immediately. I feel the responsibility. And it goes with, okay, so this is what I'm responsible for. These are the people I'm managing. This is what I gotta do. Conflicts will arise. I gotta be prepared for that and how I'm gonna handle those conflicts. You think like a leader, you act like a leader. All you need are the people that follow. To be a leader, you gotta have good judgment. I would say great, but in some cases, asking too much. We're human. We make mistakes. So the best part is to try your best, and that's all you can do. But yeah, that was a lot to go over. I just felt that it was important for this video so that people could understand more about me and can see why I get the hate that I get. And I understand that I said a lot of things in there that set me apart from people, and that was deliberate. I'm deliberately trying to put myself away from people as trying to be the best, and I get that. But that's a high standard that I have for myself. Nothing wrong with that. People will see that it's wrong because they may think that I'm putting too much stress on myself, or that my goal is to make everybody else look bad. No, that is suitable for myself. That's the amount of pressure and stress I want to put on myself so that I'm not like everybody else. People expect better from me. People expect other things from me. I don't want to be the kind of person where people just go, well, you know, that's just how he is. No. I want to be that in a positive way, not a negative way, a positive way. Which is why I do my best to set the bar so high. It wasn't for anybody else. This is my journey. This is who I want to be. Who do you want to be? What kind of journey are you on right now? That's the question. And so, let me go back here to something to talk about real quick here, because it's important. I kind of skipped over it. So, the talents of command are valuable because they help you positively impact other people. You can help people and entire organizations get through difficult times and make substantive changes in the midst of chaos. Alright, yes, and we've gone through the positives. Now let's see the negatives here. Other people may be threatened, offended, or put off by the power you can command, but most wish they had some of your talents. So, now that you know about my rules, you know that this is going to be true. So, yeah, this is a bit shorter. I thought that would be longer to deal with, but, yeah, it's not going to be as detailed as the other video, but basically, with command, it sparks jealousy because people can't delegate like me, they can't negotiate like me, they can't do things the way I do things. And for those of you that don't know, I got my start on X by debating people. So that got me a following very quickly. And the way I debated opened people's eyes because I wasn't in their faces. I was giving them facts and stuff. One woman called me a bot by how fast I was able to pull up statistics and facts. So that's telling you something. So, yeah, this is just who I am. I can't explain it other than I was determined to be this person and to be this way. So, yes, it sparks a whole bunch of issues with jealousy and hatred and things like that. But you know what? That's their problem. It ain't mine. I am who I am. They are who they are. They chose to be mess ups and screw ups. I chose to be something much better than that. Why am I the problem? So, just me. That's just how I see it. That's just reality. I didn't choose to mess up my life. I didn't choose to screw things up. I didn't choose to think irrationally or not at all. I chose something much better. And to be judged for that is crazy. It's wild to me. But that's the world we live in. These are the people that live. The problem is, these are also the people that vote. And so, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope that clarifies some things about me. I hope you guys have enjoyed hearing about my journey on this whole thing and why command to me was used this way, why I chose to use the gift this way, because now it all makes sense. You know, when I was 17, now it makes sense why I did this. But now as an adult, and I'm 27 now, you know, looking back, I'm very proud, still very proud of myself. And, you know, like I said, I got this whole folder here documenting my classes and stuff, everything I've done, my accomplishments, all of it. It's really cool. I have this document here dated back in 2016 about how I define myself, and that was an interesting read after all these years. So, yes, if you get any questions or if this sparked any more conversations that you want to have, please leave a comment, leave a like. Couldn't hurt to subscribe either. That's it for this video. Thank you for watching, and have a great day. I really enjoyed these. I just had to make a video about this because these are the things I've been through, and it was important to make content out of it, and also start up new conversations. Maybe there's somebody out there that struggles with this like I do, and if so, then they can, you know, watch these videos and connect with somebody that's been through what they've been through. So, thank you for watching, and I'll do that one later.